Today I thought we would do some scrap busting. This is a hot tip for getting rid of some of those little pieces of paper that we can accumulate. At least I can. I don't know about you, but I just tend to hang on to things thinking, oh, I like the color of that paper. It's a good aged paper, or that little piece has some nice words on it, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I can come up with a reason to keep it. So what I'm going to do is show you how I'm going to do a little paper weaving up in this top corner to make a tab on this page, and it's very easy, and I think you'll like it. I hope you'll like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear down, and on the first tear I'm going to go pretty far down on this page. This little book is one of my idea books, is what it is, with various ideas throughout it that I've, come back to at times. And I'm just going to add this idea of a woven tab to this page. And each one of these tears that I'm making, I'm going a little bit shorter than the one before it. And I'll show you what the result of that's going to be in just a second. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And what you do is you start at the lowest one. And I kind of made that one kind of fat down here at the bottom, but that's okay. I'm just going to put, find a piece of scrap that I think would be cute there. This is a little piece of fabric. I'm going to go ahead and use it there. It's just a neutral color. And I may need to trim that back in a little bit. I'm going to put some glue under it to keep it from shifting. And it doesn't have to be much, just enough to hold it in place. There we go. And then I can put some on this right here too. And since I want this to be a tab, I'm letting it extend past the edge of the page. Like that. I want it to be kind of straight. It doesn't have to be straight. It can be as wonky as you want it to be. It's just, we're just making something that is going to be a little bit different. This is a piece of security paper from an envelope. And so on this one, we go under this piece and over that piece. And I'm going to put the glue over here, a little bit right here, and then just place this where it goes extends a little further back on the page, like that. And then we go back to this one, and the third one, and let's see, let's put, it's kind of wide. I'll put this piece of music back here. I'm going to tear off some of this wonky part here. Okay. And this you can adjust after you finish. As long as you leave enough sticking out to make the tab. Oops, it's sliding on me. And you may want to adjust it where the music is showing a little more. It's not showing much music, but it's got the lines and a note here and there, so that's fine. And then go back the other way. It's just, you probably did weaving in grade school or something, and are familiar with the concept at least. Most of us did. Okay, I'm going to put this in, except I think that's a little wide for this. I'm going to tear it down a little bit more. If you had a bigger page, you could go with wider paper, but this page is kind of small for that. So, and put that right in there, and put a little glue on this, like that. And then I had this little piece of fabric that I thought would be cute to add in there. I should have added it down here. Maybe I should not have saved it back so long. Instead of that, I'm going to do something different because it's not quite long enough. I'm just going to cut a piece of this fabric to go in there. And I'm probably making it too wide, but that's okay. I'm going to cut it more narrow so there's room for at least one more above it. I got carried away. I should have put this down here somewhere. It would have been cuter. But anyway, this is just a sample book, so it doesn't really matter. Glue off that page. But I want it to extend out just a little bit there. You can also just do this on a piece of paper, which I did on another one. Just trying it out a little bit. And I'll show you that in a second. I think I'll put that bold one up at the top. And it's going to stick up a little bit above the page. And that's okay too. If you don't like that, you can always trim it back. Okay, whoops, it needs to go out that way. Okay, so then you may need to go to the back of the page and just do a little bit of gluing here and there to hold everything together. That one, if you don't like the way that looks with that just being white up there, you could always add a little bit of like a marker or something to kind of give it some color. Or choose a piece of paper that has both sides, has something on it. In fact, maybe if I can, no, I can't take it off now. It's already stuck. I'm going to cut this back a little bit here, and then I'm just going to tear this off and cut this one back. You could leave it where it comes down at an angle. This is one I just did on this piece of paper. I don't know if it shows up very well because it's all kind of the same color, but it kind of comes down here at this angle. Let me show better there. There we go. And you could do this. You could just make them on the paper and then just tear this out, however far down you want it to go. And then you could just glue it onto a page. Let's see. Like that. And you'd have a tab that way. And you could cut this off even with the edge and have it sticking out, or you could just leave it with the ragged edge, or like this one is, that's just kind of similar lengths there. And I need to glue that down a little bit right there. I don't think my glue is coming out very well. I'm going to leave that on there like that because that one note is sticking out there and I kind of had to take it off. Another thing about the paper weaving, it doesn't have to be paper. You can use little pieces of ribbon, little strips of fabric, whatever you have that's narrow and long enough to go into your project to weave in and out. I mean, I don't know about you, but I end up with these little pieces of ribbon when I've tied a bow and cut off the end, and so I have that. Or a little piece of lace. You could just use anything that's basically pretty narrow. A ribbon, any kind of ribbon would work, or just a little piece of fabric. That's an idea for using up scraps. Of course, you don't use up very many scraps, and you may make some more scraps, but surely we can throw away some of the things that we tear off of this, like these little bits, unless you want to add a little bit somewhere on a page. Make a little collage on down here. Might be cute. In fact, why not? Just stick it down here. Like that. I think it would work better on a larger page. This book is just basically for the ideas. Also, once you get this finished, and like you're design there. You could add a butterfly on it, or one of these faux wax seals. This is from Hobby Lobby, as is this one, different colors. And I also have some things from Dollar Tree that have dimensional designs on them. The feathers, I think that might be cute on there. Let's see about that. This one has the faux seals too, and then this has some metallic looking things on it. Some of these flowers might be cute on there. So I don't know. We'll just take a look here. It's kind of hard to imagine it until you stick it down, but that would be cute. Look at this feather. Okay, let's see. One of these seals might be cute too. I think I'm going to put one of these round deals on there. There, I think that looks cute. So you can do other things. You could put a butterfly up there. You could put a little heart. You could put a label that sticks out beyond the edge. Just, whatever decoration you want to add to it to just give it a little more interest. Anyway, I hope you like that idea and can use that in your journal making. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.